Hi, this is Sive Morten with the daily update on EuroFX. I post my exclusive market overviews with the key political and economical events, charts, and important levels on the ForexPeaceArmy.com forums weekly. This short video is a response to rapidly changing situation on the currency markets and should help you to stay on top of the game and be profitable. I suggest you to visit ForexPeaceArmy.com forum and read my analysis for the week before watching this daily video.
Welcome back, everybody. Let's take a look at the Bitcoin market. So it seems that the interesting times stand ahead for Bitcoin and in general for cryptocurrencies. I'm also happy to announce the new monthly report that we have prepared on the Bitcoin. It was not as significant month for the market. It's mostly performance was quiet and not a lot of news, and important events have happened on the market in recent month. So we mostly were focused on the analysis of the sentiment of the market, what's going on, what to expect currently. So if you would like to know that, you could read the report. In 2 words speaking, overall background stands not really bad. And what is really good for current performance in general for the market is that currently we do not have significant reasons to suggest drop to the new lows. So although the reasons to be happy is also not too many, and overall sentiment stands relatively weak on the market, so the market is not ready yet for straightforward upward action. Investors mostly suggest, and analysis mostly tells that market has to get the new driver. And in current environment, they think that it might be mostly something of 2 ways. First is some big purchasing of the coins from some big institutional investor. Will be some loud announcement of the big investments in the Bitcoin market. Second is some regulatory issues. So maybe some relief in some regulation or some support from some regulated authorities, provision authorities that could support demand. So mostly investors are talking about these 2 possible drivers, because overall market sentiment demand from the investors stands relatively weak, and it's not strong enough to trigger immediately strong rally on the market. That's what we should keep in mind, and don't count that currently we will get the straightforward action back to the 64 top. More probable that we will get some choppy action with some attempt to go higher with the rallies that have been formed recently, for instance, and some deep retracements. So that's volatility is definitely we will get on the Bitcoin in the nearest time, but recovery probably will not be as strong as it might be. Just because we do not have enough factors. So for the details, you could read the report. As usual in my blog, I have posted, so you could take a look. So from the technical point of view, on the monthly chart, we already talked about this, but I will talk about this again. So we've got the grabber. This is very important from a technical point of view. First of all, market set the invalidation point, vital point for a bullish scenario, and Bitcoin has to stay above the lows to keep the bullish context. Second, importance of the grabber is that we could consider the long position at any moment while market stands inside of the body of this pattern. This is very helpful in the current environment. On the weekly chart, we do not see some big changes. Maybe I would say that market just has reached the opposite border of this consolidation that we already talked about, and now stands in minor pullback. In this week, we mostly will be focused on the daily and intraday charts, just because, first of all, we are watching for retracement. So we already talked about this. So we set the target around 42 area by the few reasons. First of all, that it was intraday XOP and its strong resistance on the daily chart. This market has reached it. So this is major 30% level, right from this top to this bottom. 30% market has reached it. And also this is very close, you can see stands the top of the candle that actually holds the all following price action inside its range. So this is relatively significant resistance there, and market you can see shows reaction. Another reason that we already discussed is first bullish reversal swing here. Usually when the market forms the first bullish reversal swing after the collapse and sideways action, especially when you do not have some superb bullish background, it suggests deep retracement. So we think that retracement back to the 36 area, 30 to 37, maybe 36, 36.50, is very probable. So currently we are watching for this area as potentially suitable area to consider long entry on the Bitcoin market. So that's what we have on the daily. Here you consider two opposite patterns have been formed, but for us more important is the recent one. So this is, you can see the bearish reversal candle has been formed on the daily chart. When the market tests the target, shows the wash and rinse of the previous top, and then close below the lows of the previous day. So this is reversal, and it means that we could get some downside continuation in the nearest few sessions. On the 4-hour time frame chart, here as you could see how it looks like. So that's our XLP in 42, minor wash and rinse, and market dropped. And here you can see we have the strong confidence supports around 37, 37.50, but this also stands very close to this previous top of the B point, around 36.60. So that's why I call this area as the potential area that we could consider for taking the position. So it's an area around 36, 36.50 is confidence support as well. So that's our primary object to keep an eye on. Also, you can see here's a bearish divergence. It's classical situation for short-term reversal on the market. Finally, on the hourly chart, you could see that the market has broken down the channel that was forming right from the lows on the news of the Amazon. You can see this rally has happened. And currently, you can see this channel has been broken down. I think that we could keep an eye on maybe on the hand and shoulders pattern, because this area stands in perfect 1618 range to the previous retracement. As you can see, that's very typical for the hand shoulders patterns. If market will keep forming it, touching first area around 34.40, then shows the pullback somewhere to 40.50 area, or top right arm stance. This is for bearish traders, for scalp bearish traders, could be the object to consider for taking the short-term bearish position, because with this downside ABCD pattern, the target of the hand and shoulders potential pattern stands precisely on 36.50. That agrees perfectly with the area that we're set to consider for long entry. It's right here. So as you can see here we have the two steps. First step is the retracement down to the confluence, where we could consider taking the long position. Second, or better to say that this is second, and the first one is a possible reversal pattern that could trigger this deeper retracement. So let's keep watching what will happen and how market will respond on that, on this situation.